At number 8, the Black Cubes. These Chaos artifacts are ancient weapons of mass destruction. Believed to predate humanity by millions of years, they lie dormant until activated by a blood sacrifice, but once the ritual begins, there is no way to stop it without risking a catastrophic warp detonation. When unleashed, the cube's effect is nothing short of apocalyptic. It can poison a planet's atmosphere, whip up hurricane-force winds that scour continents, and raise global temperatures until entire oceans boil away. No void shield or planetary defense can withstand the assault. One of the most known impacts came during the Great Crusade on Earth. There, Chaos-tainted rebels, facing certain defeat at the hands of the Imperium and the Alpha Legion, activated a cube in a desperate last stand to resist conquest. The result was total planetary annihilation, the surface rendered lifeless, barren, and uninhabitable to both sides. As terrifying as they are, only 5 black cubes are known to exist, and their use comes at extreme cost. They demand an elaborate ritual and sacrifice to function, and their warp-fueled instability makes them dangerously unpredictable. That's why, despite their planet-killing power, the black cubes sit only at number 8 on our list. Number 7, Attack Moons. During the War of the Beast, the Imperium faced one of the most fearsome Orc inventions ever, the Attack Moons. These were massive, hollowed-out planetoids, cobbled together with wreckage and machinery, sporting crude Orc faces that seemed to mock their victims. They functioned as mobile fortresses, capable of traveling through space and wreaking havoc on planets. What made these attack moons particularly menacing was how they moved. Powered by the psychic energy of Orc Wag, they could slip into a dimension called subspace, allowing them to pop up almost instantly in real space, often alarmingly close to their targets. Just their arrival could trigger tidal waves, earthquakes, and catastrophic climate events. But the real terror came from their weapon, called the Gravitic Whip, a massive tendril of green energy potent enough to crush battleships or tear planets apart. Once they were in orbit, an attack moon would unleash a seemingly endless stream of Orc fleets, flooding the system with warships and troops. Entire worlds were consumed to make the moon even larger. The Imperium suffered tremendous losses in these battles, and it wasn't until the Battle of Olenor that they finally managed to deal a serious blow to the Beast's empire. Despite their devastating power, attack moons required an enormous amount of Orc energy to operate, and their technology faded away with the fall of the Beast's empire. Without sufficient psychic power or unity, later Orcs couldn't recreate them, and that's why they hold the number 7 spot. Number 6, Nurgle's Cauldron. This is no ordinary weapon, but a living relic of the Plague God himself, as Nurgle's Cauldron is forged from a piece of his own rotting bulk. Warp-born and unbound by real space laws, whatever is poured inside is transformed into an endless brew of pestilence. The Cauldron's tale is closely linked to the Great Unclean One Kugath. Once a mere Nurgling, he fell into the Cauldron while Nurgle was brewing his most potent toxin. After consuming that vile mixture, he grew with its power and became a Great Unclean One. Since then, Kugath has taken the Cauldron into battle, most famously during the Plague Wars, where it became the heart of Mortarion's efforts to corrupt Ultramar. Set up on Iax in a Medici facility, its noxious fumes and filth seep through warp fissures, poisoning entire worlds across the sector. The Cauldron is terrifying in its potential, capable of unleashing diseases that spread faster than any conventional weapon. But unlike other super weapons, it can't be replicated, stolen, or wielded at will. It's entirely tied to Nurgle's power, which is why it claims the 6th spot on our list. At number 5, the Speranza. The Speranza is an Arch Mechanicus, a colossal vessel that's almost the size of a continent and serves as a mobile forge world. It was discovered half buried at the forge world of Palomar, looking incomplete until Magos Lexel Kotov took the lead in bringing it to life. When its machine spirit finally awakened, the outcome was nothing short of catastrophic. Palomar was obliterated in a radioactive firestorm as if the planet had been mere kindling for the ship's rebirth. What sets the Speranza apart from other Mechanicus creations is its machine spirit, which is a Gestalt intelligence that's far older and more sophisticated than anything else in the Imperium, likely a remnant from the Dark Age of technology. Just attempting to connect with it poses a risk of having one's mind erased or absorbed into its will. Its arsenal includes experimental systems that can manipulate time and gravity. Later on, the Speranza became Kotov's flagship during the Kotov Crusade into the Halo Scar, where it faced off against the renegade Magos Vedius Telok. In a rare show of defiance, the Speranza's machine mind chose to resist Telok's attempt to control it, proving it had a will of its own. The Speranza earns a solid middle ranking as one of the most lethal weapons ever discovered, capable of causing apocalyptic destruction. Yet it's also a unique entity, bound by its own alien machine spirit. No one can truly control it, making it just as dangerous to its allies as it is to its enemies. Number 4, the Planet Killer. Yet another monstrous ship, the Planet Killer served as Abaddon the Despoiler's flagship during the infamous 12th Black Crusade. This was built around the Armageddon gun, a colossal directed energy cannon capable of unimaginable destruction, designed specifically to obliterate entire worlds. With just one shot, this weapon could penetrate a planet's crust and tear it apart in an instant. Unlike traditional fleet battles, the Planet Killer wiped out its targets in one fell swoop, skipping over lengthy sieges or drawn-out campaigns. Abaddon stumbled upon the ship deep within the Eye of Terror, hidden away in a shipyard lost in the warp. His warpsmiths completed the half-finished vessel, infusing it with demons to lessen the crew needed to run it. Equipped with an array of lance batteries, torpedo launchers, and protected by multiple layers of void generators, the Planet Killer was as much a fortress as it was a weapon. Its only real drawback was its sluggish speed, a vulnerability that Imperial strategists were eager to exploit. Although the Imperial Navy claimed to have destroyed it during the Battle of Carlos II, the wreckage was never found. When it resurfaced centuries later, it signaled the beginning of Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade, marking one of the darkest periods for the Imperium. The warp-infused blast from the Armageddon gun can bypass standard defenses, turning entire continents to ash, but it's not enough to break into the top 3 of our list, as we have even more powerful weapons waiting. Number 3. The Blackstone Fortress. If the Planet Killer was devastating, the Blackstone Fortresses proved it was little more than a blunt tool. Just one fortress had the power to devastate entire planets or throw systems into chaos, but when they worked in unison, their beams could obliterate entire star systems. Some Imperial scholars believe that the Blackstone Fortresses were originally built during the War in Heaven, a time when the Old Ones were on the hunt for weapons to use against the Necrons and their Catan overlords. To take advantage of their enemies' weakness to warp-based assaults, these massive structures were equipped with warp cannons that could rip open real space and harness raw psychic energy from the Immaterium. This terrifying capability was showcased many millennia later during the Gothic War, when Abaddon the Despoiler unleashed 2 fortresses to wipe out Phalaris II and used 3 more to trigger a supernova in the Tarantus star. But the fortresses weren't just about their warp cannons, they were also armed to the teeth with lance batteries and void shields that could withstand far more than any Imperial warship could handle. Entire subsectors fell under Abaddon's command as he wielded the Hand of Darkness to awaken their long-dormant might. Their most notorious moment came during the 13th Black Crusade. Abaddon, hell-bent on breaking the Imperium's defenses, intentionally crashed the Will of Eternity, one of his seized Blackstones, into Cadia. The unimaginable impact ripped open the Great Rift, a galaxy-wide wound that unleashed demonic legions across the cosmos. Unlike the Planet Killer, which could only destroy one world at a time, the Blackstone Fortresses had the power to reshape the destiny of entire systems, and even the galaxy itself. Their might led to the birth of the Great Rift, solidifying their place as the 3rd deadliest superweapons in history. Number 2. The World Engine. Now that we've narrowed it down to the cream of the crop on our list, it's no surprise that both entries hail from the Necrons, the most sophisticated civilization out there. Referred to by the Necrons as Borsus, the World Engine stirred to life under the command of Overlord Hecuroth. This mobile artificial planet was cloaked in living metal and armed with Gauss projectors that could drain the very essence of entire worlds. With its unbreakable void shields and a tempest of silver energy, it shrugged off drop pods and even the concentrated firepower of entire fleets. When it made its appearance in the Vidar sector, the Imperium sent 15 Space Marine chapters and a third of a Navy battle fleet to confront it, only to witness millions perish and countless ships turn to scrap. The World Engine boasted weaponry that defied human understanding, equatorial Gauss cannons that could obliterate capital ships with a single blast, gravitic waves that ripped vessels apart, and teleportation beams that could materialize asteroids right inside enemy hulls. Its skies were filled with swarms of doom scythes and night scythes, ensuring that no assault craft could get close. For months, it rampaged unchecked, turning entire planets into desolate wastelands. It was only the Astral Knights who managed to put an end to its reign of terror, ramming their flagship Tempestus into the behemoth and deploying 700 warriors in a desperate boarding action. After 100 hours of fierce combat, they detonated melta-charges within its command node, collapsing its shields and paving the way for Imperial torpedoes to deliver the final blow. You could say it's like the Death Star from Star Wars, which could wipe out a planet with just one shot, but the World Engine was even more terrifying. While the Death Star had a single vulnerable superlaser, the World Engine was a self-sufficient war machine built on ancient technology, much tougher to take down and capable of dismantling entire systems instead of just a single target. At number 1, Celestial Orrery. Now this is without question the most powerful weapon in the galaxy. The Celestial Orrery can wipe out stars, leaving entire regions in devastation, and can trigger a supernova prematurely, erasing all nearby planets and civilizations. Housed in Thanatos, the crown world of the Necron-Oriskar dynasty, this weapon was forged long before the War in Heaven. Its elaborate design, crafted from necrodermis and holographic stars, meticulously maps every celestial body in the galaxy. Each shimmering light signifies a real sun, and with a simple gesture, that star can be snuffed out. If used recklessly, it could disrupt the delicate balance of the galaxy, igniting chain reactions of stellar deaths that would spell doom for entire sectors. Unlike other superweapons, its impact isn't confined to a single world or star. It has the potential to affect the entire galaxy. It has always been handled with caution. The Necrons of Thanatos use it sparingly, acting more like gardeners of creation than conquerors, and only pruning stars when absolutely necessary to uphold what they see as cosmic order. The Necrons fully understand the immense power they hold, and the Orrery dynasty has waged wars to ensure the Orrery never falls into the wrong hands. What makes the Celestial Orrery the deadliest superweapon of all time is its unparalleled reach. While other weapons require fleets, rituals, or vast energies, the Orrery operates as a single device that can alter the fate of the galaxy itself, a weapon that can decide which stars live and which ones die. This wraps up our 8 deadliest superweapons ranking. Let me know in the comments section your top picks. Click here for more videos and see you in the next one.